On Wednesday, February 17th, a Delhi trial court acquitted journalist Priya Ramani in the criminal defamation case brought against her by MJ Akbar, a former minister in the Narendra Modi government. The court ruled that Ramani cannot be punished for raising her voice against sexual assault and that she has the right to put her grievance at any platform, even after a decade.
It feels great to have your truth validated in a courtroom. This case was not about me. It was about what women face in the workplace. My victory belongs to everyone who spoke up during the Me Too movement. It feels amazing. It really does. I feel vindicated on behalf of all the women who have ever spoken up against sexual harassment in the workplace. Sexual harassment has got the attention it deserves, despite the fact that it was me, the victim, who had to stand up in court as the accused. I thank everyone who stood by me, especially my two witnesses, Ghazala Wahab and Niloufar Venkatraman, who came to court and testified on my behalf. I thank the court for this verdict. I thank my lawyers, Rebecca John and our amazing team, who believed in me and in the wider cause. They put their heart and soul in this case. Thank you so much.
Akbar, who was a newspaper editor before he became a BJP politician, had accused Ramani of willfully, deliberately, intentionally and maliciously defaming him on completely false, frivolous, unjustifiable and scandalous grounds when Ramani spoke out against him during the #MeToo movement in 2017. What began as allegations of sexual abuse against one person, American film producer Harvey Weinstein, quickly snowballed into a global movement. Women in various fields, film, academia, art, journalism, said Me Too as they named their abusers on social media. When the movement hit Indian shores, Ramani's was one of the first Me Too testimonies. In a 2017 Vogue magazine article titled To the Harvey Weinsteins of the World, she wrote of the predatory nature of a male boss without mentioning Akbar by name. A year later, Ramani revealed in a tweet that the predator she had written about was MJ Akbar. Ramani accused Akbar of improper conduct while interviewing her for a position at his newspaper, The Asian Age. Another woman, former Asian Age journalist Ghazala Wahab, also tweeted about Akbar's behavior and subsequently wrote an article in The Wire about her experience. Following Ramani and Wahab's revelations, about 20 women, many of whom are journalists, made similar allegations against Akbar. While Akbar was forced to resign as union minister, he continued and continues to deny any wrongdoing. Instead, he accused Ramani of tarnishing his stellar reputation. Many other women who spoke out against their abusers, Ramani was accused by Akbar's counsel of lying, carelessness, and of building an imaginary story to malign Akbar. Today, the court observed that a man of high social status can also be a sexual harasser and noted that society must understand the impact of sexual abuse and harassment on its victims. Sexual abuse takes away dignity and self-confidence. Right of reputation can't be protected at the cost of the right to dignity. Finally, it noted that the time has come for our society to understand that sometimes the victim may for years not speak up due to the mental trauma. The woman cannot be punished for raising her voice against sexual abuse.
In this particular case, Priya was isolated for a complaint against her, and a defamation complaint was filed. Priya's reaction from the start, from the time she appeared in court, was that she had spoken the truth, which was made in public interest and for public good, which, as you know, is an exception to defamation. And if an accused person pleads that exception and is able to prove that exception, then of course the offense of defamation is not made out. We robustly put forward our defense. Priya Ramani took the stand as a defense witness in her own favor and withstood cross-examination. Along with her, two other incredible women were defense witnesses, one who corroborated Priya's story and the other who had a story of her own to tell with respect to the reputation of the complainant. I think this is a very, very important moment, not just because Priya has won today, but because the judgment recognizes how deeply pervasive the offense of sexual harassment is in society and particularly at the workplace, and why women should be given the opportunity to come out with their truth. And having taken the defense of truth, the judge found her evidence to be credible, to be trustworthy. The judge said, "I believe her," and therefore said that even if there was a prima facie case for defamation, the same was not made out after he weighed the evidence of the complainant and the evidence that we put forward. I think, therefore, this is a very, very important judgment, particularly the space that the judge has given in his judgment, talking about sexual harassment and how women should be encouraged to speak about it if they are subjected to sexual harassment at the workplace. So I'm extremely grateful for this judgment.
Following today's verdict, Ghazala Wahab told The Wire, "Today was one of those sobering moments which validate the struggle of all women across all strata of society, whether they are at work or at home or outside. It is a moment when we need to reflect on the long distance that we have covered and gird ourselves for the road ahead. Calling it a victory suggests the culmination of a process. It is akin to calling Me Too a movement. That is why in the last 2 years, people were quick to declare the end of the movement or its fizzling out. But demanding and expecting a safe workplace is not a movement. It's a consciousness about rights which only will grow. I am happy that a growing tribe of men is also a part of this consciousness. As these numbers swell, the highs and lows of the movement will cease to matter, and women will start to take a safe work environment as a fundamental right."
To receive instant updates on all videos from The Wire, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Pay to support independent journalism. Click the link in the description and choose the amount you want to pay.